Your mic's playing up, mate.
Don't know.
A lot of static.
I think it's okay now. Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to FPRL Tier 2. Tonight we are at Imola for the Tier 2 season finale. It's come along quite quick, to be honest. We started in August, but now we're into start of January. Last race of the season. Hopefully the driver's going to give us a great one tonight. Like I said, we're at Imola, and as you can see, it is pouring it down with rain for the start of Q1. And as you can see, we've got 19 drivers going out for Q1. We will have, hopefully, the 20th driver of Ginny Vane in the other McLaren joining us soon. Hopefully before the race. But yeah, it looks like we're in for a good Q1 at least. I'm your main comms tonight, Monkey Boy Kurt, and alongside me in the comms box is Collateral Ads 94. How are we, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Looking forward to this race. The last one of the season, especially in the wet. It's going to be quite surprising people at the front, I think, today.
Yeah, I would agree so with that myself, mate. I'm not too sure about what people's wet runs are like around here. I know most people sort of get the dry sort of runs and dry practice done in time trial, but I believe that you yourself have a bit of a wet practice round the track on the Wednesday, I believe, wasn't it?
Yes, on Wednesday it rained in the race. So qualifying was in the dry, but in the rain it was in the race it was rain, difficult conditions. As long as you keep off the curbs, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be okay. As we know, for the viewers that watch regularly, both of the Tier 2 championships have already been decided. We had AlphaTauri take the constructors back in Australia about 2 or 3 races ago, before Christmas, and we had Sergeant Rananoff last week at Portimao take the Drivers' Championship. He'll be hoping today, as well, even though he's already champion, to finish off the season in style, looking to get hopefully onto the top row of the grid, at least pole position. So as we start then Q1, we'll come down then to the first driver on track, which I believe is Swilzer, who is in the Williams tonight, taking over for FPRL Scotsman, who is not with us tonight. And it's interesting to know that Swilzer's out on the wets, but there's a couple of drivers, I believe, Sargent's out on the inters, so I don't know if the track's sort of in between tyres here.
Yeah, so we've got a couple of people out on wets, which is quite interesting. I did just see a turn 2 Hun go wide into the gravel and spun. There you go, Swilzer goes fastest. Oh no, Sargent just gone fast, 1:27.6, and that's on the intermediates.
Yeah, so looking at that then, Sargent's gone 1.5 seconds quicker on the inters. I know Sargent's got a lot of pace in him as well. So it could be at the moment that the track is pretty much... There you go, Revengezilla, 1:27.1 on the wet. So it looks like the track at the moment is very much sort of in the middle. It might become wetter and they go on to full wets, or it might become even drier. But at the moment looking very much like it's in between tyres, which will be definitely very interesting. TJ goes into third in the Ferrari with a 28.6. Not a bad time from him. Tricks and Pines into second with a 27.4, and Magsy 88 going into second with a 27.3. All the drivers starting to come through now. Ads, I'd like to ask if you had to pick someone for pole position today. I don't know how well you know Tier 2, but would you like to have a stab now?
Obviously I know Kachow's quite fast. I think Zilla is looking pretty fast already. But I wouldn't find out Sargent. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite tight up the top today. But I'll go with Zilla at pole.
Yeah, Oh, and as we say that, Zilla has his provisional pole for Q1 taken away by Sargent, 26.8, and is once again the only driver out on the Inters. Kachal goes into 5th with a 27.4 there, and it looks like now Gregors is in the pits. It looks like he's switching to the intermediate tyres here. Who else have we got? We're looking through the race today. Well, we've got no Ibidal X with us tonight, just to mention. Obviously, was fighting for that championship with Sargent last week, and unfortunately couldn't get the result he wanted to carry it on into Imola. He's not here tonight. His seat's been taken by TS9, but it means that Fish Sticks, who's at the moment down in 9th, will have a chance to take the 2nd place in the championship off him, providing he has a good finish. I will have a more detailed look at that for the viewers in a sec, once I get the points up. But yeah, at the moment, looking like Sergeant Randolph is the smart man at the moment on those intermediate tyres.
Yeah, I'm
still got. Sorry, you go.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was just watching TJ coming through middle sector. He went up by a 10th on his last lap. He's on the faster lap. He's now nearly half a second up. This is going to be a good lap for him. It's going to put him up towards 6th place.
Yeah, he did lose the back end there a little bit. But there we go, Kachal now gone fastest on the wet tyres, and he takes it by 0.02 of a second from Sargent. So very much, again, still, those tyres look like they're right in the middle with the conditions at the moment. TJ then coming through, puts in a 1:27.5, must have had a really good last sector, goes up into 6th place. So we've still got from 14th downwards to set times yet. XXOB, TS9 and Skivid still in the pits. We've got Hum PC on a lap. He's just coming around now. Looks like he's not having a good time at the moment with the conditions. Already invalidated his first lap, and it looks like he's going to come into the pits to grab another set of tyres.
Yeah, I've just watched him spin just before the chicane. I think it was at turn 11 and 12. It's twice now he's been into the gravel, in the full 360, so not very good session so far for him.
No, he'll be hoping to get out again and get a good lap in so he can get himself into Q2. So as a lot of the drivers come back into the pits to gain perhaps some fresher tyres for their second runs, I guess we'll have a quick discussion about last night's race. If any of the viewers did watch it, watching right now, it was an absolute thrilling race, right from start to finish. Object Fungus, Hirsch and Ali Ferrari were battling out for the Tier 1 title, and in the end it came down to Hirsch winning the title on counts back. Both drivers, Object Fungus and Hirsch, finishing on 217 points each. Hirsch winning the title because he's had more wins than Object this season. Ads, you quite enjoyed the race. I mean, you did win it on track, but it was the penalties that did you in the end.
Yeah, again, track limits has got high on this track, so it's everything to play for in the race. But yeah, very exciting race yesterday for everyone. Really, it was really good close battles there. Now I would expect quite a lot of safety cars in this race. I think it was 3 last night we had. So anything to spice this race up.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. Three safety cars last night. So especially if the race is wet as well, you could be in for quite a few. But no, these Tier 2 drivers, they have been mostly quite clean as well. So you never know, they might prove. Oh, and who's that? Who's that off?
OBX just hit the back of an Alpha Tauri. He was on a faster lap and he just didn't get out of his way and he's lost part of his front wing.
I think there, I'll just double check the race director, but I think that's resulted in a 5-second drop. Yeah, TS9's got the 5 second, the 5 place drop there.
Yeah, unfortunately, coming into lap 1, he corner 1, sorry, just didn't get out of the way of OBX. He just went up the rear of him and broke part of his front wing. So, yeah. A good move.
Yeah. Well, as we were saying that there, Collateral, TJ, who we know who's had good pace around here. We've seen it from his TT times. He's quite quick around Imola. He's just gone into first place with a 26.6 on 5-lap-old wets. So that really shows that, you know, on a fresh set of wets, he could go even faster. So a great lap there from TJ. He'll be hoping to continue that form into Q2 and to Q3. So as we then go to the drivers that haven't set a time yet, Gregor's down at the start of sector 3, but he's invalidated. Skivered's out on his out lap. We've got Hum PC now starting on another set of wets. He's just invalidated as well, though. And XXOB as well at the final corner is off. So these guys are going to have to try and get their composure back, because, you know, they could be out of Q1 here without even setting a time.
Yeah, we've just got TS9 coming through the first sector now. See how far off of TJ he is in the first sector. He's gone a little bit wide, which is going to compromise his exit. Done 28.7 in the first sector. Lovely exit speed coming out of 4 and 5.
Comes down the hill then to the hard double right-hander. Got to get well on the brakes here. It's a bit shaky there, but just about holds it together. Sergeant Ranoff there, as we're watching, goes fast. It's on the inters again. A 1:26.4 takes away TJ's 1:26.6 first position time. But TS9 now coming into the start of sector 3. We got I think it's Eagle or Tricks and Pines that's off. Yeah, Tricks and Pines is off in the first sector. We'll go back to TS9 though, and as he comes across, so 1:30.1, that will not be good enough. Well, it will be if all the others decide to, well, can't set times, but at the moment it's TS9 in 15th. Gregors goes into 14th for 1:29.2. I don't know if there's a bit of echoing going on, Collateral, but I can sort of hear my voice while I'm commentating a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's your mic's looks like it's static staying on.
Okay. Let's see if that does anything.
We just had Sergeant go fastest on the intermediates with a 1:25.9. That's nearly 7 tenths in front of TJ.
Yep, just press the Xbox button again, so hopefully now it's all sorted everything out. That's normally what happens, normally what fixes the problem, so hopefully do apologise for anything, any mic issues you can hear. Should be all okay now. Yep, Sergeant then, 1:25.9 like Pad says. It's a great time from him, but everyone now seems to be switching to the inters, so could we see potentially a couple of shocks as Clockhund, as saying that then, yeah, he's off, and he will be out then.
TS9 has just spun, coming into turn 4, into the gravel. Got too much on the left hand side curve and too much power, and he spun it.
Yeah, well,
turn 2,
the
sorry,
moment,
apologise.
That's alright. At the moment he's in, he's just got to hope that the guys below him don't set any valid lap times and they sort of, invalidate. But the moment he's in, at the moment he's 14th. As we then, who's coming across the line, we've got quite a few coming across the line now. I think they're starting their laps. Swills, that's a great lap from him. 1:26.5, that's
fresh mediums. Yeah, best for me, French intermediates.
Who's coming around now? Zilla will come round for his final lap now, and coming across the line, I think we've got TJ on an out lap. Gregors once again has invalidated, so he'll have another go at it. But he's on 4 lap old inters now, and he can't come into the pits because he won't have enough time to get back out there. But at the moment he is 9th, so he should be okay. It's the guys down the bottom in Force Manure, XXOB, Hun and Skivid. Skivid is still out on the wet, so I think now everyone else has switched to inters. That might be a bad choice from Skivid, and he most likely will be out of this Q1 session.
Yeah, so there's some important laps here for David Loweface, TS9, and the bottom 4. See who will get through to the next session.
Yep, so XXOB invalidated once again there. He'll come round. We'll probably get 1, maybe 2 more shots at it. Hun PC is on another outlap, so he will get another shot at a time. Who else have we got going through? Quite a lot of people. It's definitely difficult to keep up with everything here. But Eagle comes across the line at 1:26.8 for Eagle. That will definitely be put him safe. Hun PC, I think, is just about to start yet. Tricks and Pines about to start his lap, and Skivid, yeah, still at the bottom there. But XXOB has invalidated, so he might get 1 more shot at it if he gets across the line in time. He did cross the line with about 1:30 to go, so it's going to be very nip and tuck if he gets across though. As we see TJ going up into 2nd place, Gregor's going up into 3rd place. The track is definitely drying now, Ads. Could we see potentially a couple of people shock drivers go out? Button is in the pits currently.
Yeah, that was a good lap, I agree, especially on the 6 lap old tyres. And we've also got David on a very quick lap at the moment. It was 8 tenths up in the middle sector. So it's going to put him up
and
to
here
around
comes David now. David
11th. It's a respectable time.
Keep him safe. It is, yeah. That should keep him safe there. Force Manure then coming around the final corner. Is he going to invalidate? He does invalidate, and that will be it for him. No, he will have 6 seconds left, so he'll have 1 more shot at it. XXOB comes into the pit lane, so he is out as well as Clock Hun. Hun PC now coming around the final corner. Is in 19th place at the moment. Hasn't set a time, but he gets on the accelerator, coming towards the line now. And he comes across the line. It's a 1:27.1 and goes up into 10th place. It's a good lap from him. He will make him safe there. So Force Manure is invalidated. He will be out of the session along with XXOB. So all that's left now, TS9 is pitted. Skivid, I think he's on the wrong tyres though, Ads. And
He's
most likely...
He's about 1.1. Yeah, he's about 1.1 up in his fastest time at the moment for the 1st sector. So spending on this sector 2, it's going to be nip and tuck for him.
Maybe I spoke too soon. Yes, you're right. 1.4 seconds ahead, so that will put him up to a 28.1. But he does need 27.5 in order to go ahead of Clock Hun. So, or 27.8. Sorry, to go ahead of Button. So I did say Button was in the pits and was a bit risky, but could Skivid knock him out here? He comes around the final corner. Has he got enough in those tyres? Has he got enough grip to get across the line? He comes across the line. It's a 1:28.5. It won't be enough. He will be 16th on the grid. So there we have it then. The guys out in Q1. We've got XXOB, who couldn't get a time in. Force Manure in 18th. It's TS9 17th, Skivid 16th, and Clock Hun, who binned it later on in the session, is 15th. 14 drivers will go through to Q2. There we go then. That's the classified results for Q1. Kachow in the end getting the fastest time. It's a 25.4. Along with TJ in second with a 25.5 and Sergeant Ranoff with a 25.9. Based on that, Ads, do you think... I mean, I personally think, Ads, that TJ's in for a strong qualifying here on that pace.
Yeah, he's looking pretty handy with the lap time he did, especially when it was on... did he do it on old tyres in the end, or did he come out for a new one? So I can't really remember. But big shout out to Gregors, who finished 5th in the end, only 7 tenths behind, and he was on 7 lap old tyres, so very respectable lap time from him.
Yep, the rain definitely made it a bit sort of unpredictable there, but Button, who was in the pits, was very close to going out, but he just scrapes through into Q2. And let's see if that rain is now still as bad as it was. I think it's a bit lighter. It'll just be the inters, I'm assuming. But so I wonder who will go out first. So then, I'm just looking at the drivers that we'd like maybe to see into Q3. Don't get many Q3 appearances. To be fair, I'd love to see the likes of Swilzer and Hun and PC have a go at Q3, because they really haven't had much of a chance this season. But I'd love to see those two in the Q3 fight. But at the moment, Zilla still in there. Obviously, your tip ads for pole position. I probably have to maybe agree with you there. I know Zilla has got fantastic pace in Tier 2 this season. I think on points per race he's one of the best drivers.
Yeah, so there's a lot of opportunities in this qualified session now for unexpected drivers to be in the top 10, so everything to go for here.
And I mean yourself, I know, like I said earlier, you did this race on a Wednesday, like a practice/reserve race, and obviously it was a wet race to start with. How do you find the wet yourself? I have to be perfectly honest, I find myself okay in the wet normally. I think I'm quite good under the throttle and the brake, but how do you find yourself in the wet?
Yeah, normally I'm average. I tend to overdrive the car in the rain. But here it wasn't too bad. I picked a dry setup for the wet race, and it actually worked out pretty good. So I was able to attack the curbs. So if you've got the confidence in your car, attack them curbs, because that's where you're going to gain more time.
Yeah, that's it. And I have to say, we haven't seen that much of him this season, but there is one guy that I've sort of seen on a couple of races. He's quite quick in the wet, and we did see that with a good time he did set in Q1. Is this guy we're on board with now is Swilzer, who's going to be the first driver to set a timed lap in his Q2 session. Had a good race last week, I believe, as well. I think he finished 7th in the end and took his soft tyres at Portimao about 18-19 laps, which is absolutely unbelievable, to be honest, how he took him that long. But I would like to see Swilzer have a go at Q3. I know he has, like I said, got some decent pace in the wet. It's just whether he can put it all together around here, as he comes now down to the difficult under braking of the double left right-hander. Comes up the hill. His split time for sector 2 is a 56.8. Then you've got the difficult chicane here of the right and left. Got to be careful you don't invalidate, which he has done there, unfortunately. So will not be a timed lap on this occasion. We then go down to the next driver, which I believe is Sergeant Ranoff, who's on a 57.0. So yeah, he was 2 cents off Swilzer's split time for sector 2. But as he comes round the final corner now, powers it towards the line. It's a 25.2 straight away from Sergeant Ranoff, but Magsy goes to 24.7, so already adds. It looks like that track is starting to dry up slowly.
Yeah, it's looking like it's dying down. They've obviously improved their timings in this session. Maybe we'll see slicks at the end of Q3, you never know. But Trix has just done a really good lap. Just gone into first now with 24.5, so that was pretty respectable from him. So he's improved by a whole second this session compared to the last one.
Yeah, that's a good time from him, like you say. Here comes Fish Sticks, who I said he's fighting for second place in the championship if he gets enough points to overtake Biddle. If he does a good finish today, he's just gone 6th. Hun PC goes into 5th with a 125.1. That's a good lap from him as well. We've got Eagle coming around the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Probably around the same time as these guys, I would have thought. So 25.4. I think Eagle's got a bit more in him normally. He's normally up the front, so we'll probably go for another run. But just interesting ads in the chat. Kachow, wet race should be very interesting. So we're treated to a wet qualifying, a wet race.
Oh, that's going to be exciting. I'm just on board with TJ at the minute. He's just gone nearly 4 attempts quicker than his lap, of his previous lap, which should bring him up to around second if he continues his pace. He's just coming across the line now. He has done first. Very good lap.
There we go. Fantastic lap there. 5 thousandths ahead of. Said it at the same time. 5 thousandths ahead of Rananoff there. So fantastic lap from TJ. And yep, he's definitely showing that he's got the pace around Imola at the moment. Everyone now looks like they've set their lap times apart from this man here, RSF1 Kachow, who is on an out lap currently, so he will come round in a sec and this time. So at the moment, after those first runs, it's Button, Locker and Gregors who will be the 3 going out. Not a bad lap there, second lap actually from Mr. David Lolface. Shout out to David, that's a good lap from him, up in 6th place at the moment. He'll be looking to finish the season off with a good result, and it's also good to mention quickly, once again I'll get the exact points when I've got a minute. Probably should have done that before the stream started, but oh well. We've got the overall constructors of the battle between AlphaTauri and Mercedes. So David, with that time there, will be looking to get his Mercedes up the grid and looking to have a little advantage, hopefully, into getting that overall title. I think there's literally about a couple of points in it between teams, sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight one. Full concentration for the race. We're going to take the title away. Just another shout out to Sargent. He's just done 123.7, and Trix has just improved to a 123.9. So the track definitely drying up.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to know if it will stop raining maybe like 2 or 3 minutes before the end, and then we could definitely see some fast times coming from certain drivers. Eagle then comes across there. Oh no, Eagle's coming across now, sorry. He comes into the final couple of corners and gets on the throttle now towards the start-finish straight. And he puts in a 124.9, which puts him 7th. And Kachow, there we go, RSF1 Kachow there, 123.8, so showing his pace. We know he's got lots of it, and he's a 10th at the moment behind Sergeant Rananoff, who's in first.
Yeah, so he had the fastest second sector, the fastest third sector, so he had I think it was 2 tenths down in the first sector, so plenty of time to improve there for him.
Yeah, and like you say, as that track is probably, even though it's raining on the screen, it most probably, because of the times coming right down, is either drying out or the drivers just sort of getting used now to the sort of like the new track conditions with it drying slightly. But I would expect to probably see some of the drivers start to come in now, especially the ones that are outside the top 10 or near the top 10, to put on a fresh setting, hopefully have some chance of trying to get into that top 10 shootout. As we've got a yellow flag, I think that's just Zilla going slowly. So we'll follow Hun PC for a lap as he comes down the start-finish straight through turn 1. Now you've got to be careful on the braking here, especially in the wet here. Where's he going to brake? On those curbs are lethal, especially in the wet, and just proved it there. Oh, and he's knocked the wing off, but he's still in it.
Yeah,
no damage to the tyre.
Yeah, very lucky boy there. He managed to direct his car at the right time there. Otherwise he would have been totally out of this qualifying. Not very good sessions twice now. He lost part of his front wing. But he's still in the top 10, so got enough time to get back to the pits, fresh set of tyres, new wing, try and go out for a faster lap.
Yeah, that's it. TJ just come across the line and gone a little bit quicker. He's on to a 24.1 now. I think he went about a couple of attempts up there. We've got, I think it's Button coming across the line, but he's invalidated. So the next one to come across, I think, is going to be Magsy, I believe. And Magsy is 3 temps up on his time here. He's got Kachow right behind him though. And Kachow, if he's going quicker, will not want to get held up, but he might use Magsy here to an advantage. Might get a little tow down the hill, which might and give him a little bit of an advantage to try and take that first away from Sargent. But here comes Magsy then through the final 2 left-handers. Oh, very close there to the white line, almost invalidated, but he keeps it within the limits. He goes towards the line. This looks a great time from Magsy. Yeah, another 4 temps faster and goes up to 5th with 24.2. That's a great lap from him. Eagle once again goes up a couple of places to a 24.8. And like I said earlier, I would expect now the drivers to start coming in for a new set to make sure that they get into that Q3 session.
Yeah, so I think the next gentleman starting their lap is going to be David at Lowface. Just coming into the back straight now.
Do you want to take us for a lap with David, Collateral?
Yeah, can do. So coming down the pit straight. We'll just come up to turn 1 and turn 2. Yeah, beautiful set of corners there. Good exit. Like turn 3 and 4, which is difficult if you get this wrong. A brilliant set of corners there from David. Good exit. He's up by a 10th on his lap, so he's a very respectable time at the present moment. Oh dear, he's lost a bit there. Too much power coming out of turn 5, sorry. Coming into turn 6, he's outbroke himself a little bit here, so I think he's lost his advantage, and yeah, he's gone off the track now. I think he's pretty much abandoned this lap now.
Yeah, seems like he's abandoned it there. He had a great first sector. It was a 10th up. I was surprised it was only a 10th, because from my point of view it looked like a fantastic first sector. Very smooth, very quick through the corners, getting on those curves just in the right positions. But yeah, just outbroke himself, got a little bit on the throttle coming round the left hand hairpin, and unfortunately for him, he won't improve his time here. Would he have time to come in and have another run, or is he just going to go for another one? It looks like he's going to go for another one. So he's not going to come in and change tyres. So we should now start to see the last of the drivers come out. We've got Magsy in the garage, and we've also got Kachow in the garage. They will likely come out. So Button looks like he will not go out again, as he's coming into the pits now. He won't get out of the garage and come back out in time. So it looks like Button could potentially be out here if one of the drivers below him puts in a fast lap.
Yeah, it's so tight. 9th place all the way down to 13th place. It's separated by 2 temps. So everyone from 9th to 13th will have to do an amazing lap to try and get through into Q3 now.
Yeah, to be honest, I do think Fish Sticks there's like a 4/10th gap between the Mercedes, so
yeah.
Whoever's below them, like Hum PC for example, he's going to have to go about 7 temps quicker. But if he can go a couple, he'll get ahead of David. Swilzer then goes through with 24.9, and he's into 10th at the moment, so that means Button is definitely now out of qualifying. He is out and will be potentially 11th or lower. But as we've got drivers coming across the line now, got Zilla coming across, but he's invalidated. Gregors comes across the line.
Yeah, unfortunately David's had to go for another lap. He invalidated his one at turn 6.
Well, he's got one final chance at... I mean, at the moment he's safe, so he's just got to rely on the others not putting in fast times. But we've got Hum PC then, Gregors and Locker that could potentially ruin it for the drivers that are in the top 10. Button is now retired because he is out.
Oh no!
Oh, Swilzer!
Yeah, he went off track to get out of the way of TJ's on a fast lap and got too much wheel spin coming off the curb. He's lost it into the wall and retired from the session.
Oh, well, he's in 10th, so whatever happens here, he will not be participating in Q3. But TJ now coming towards the line, doesn't need to though, yet comes into the pits, probably going to save those tyres for another lap. Tricks and Pines comes into the pits as well. Humpy C is off as well. They're all trying to get into Q3, and that will be the end of quali for him. Will finish 12th. Zilla also invalidated. It looks like this could be it for qualifying. Greg is now coming across the line. Will he ruin it? He will for Swilzer. He's into 9th. So David now, it's down to RSF1 Locker to take out David Lowface. And as Locker comes to the chicane, gets through there okay. He's got to improve his time by 2 attempts to knock out David. He comes down the hill now and will attempt the final 2 left-handers. Not too bad through the first one. It's a bit tentative through the second one, but he doesn't invalidate. He comes towards the line. Will he knock David out of Q? And he... Oh, he does!
Yeah.
Knocks David out by 4 hundredths of a second. Yep, 42 thousandths. And unlucky for David there. Oh, I thought it was going to be a Q3 appearance for him, but unfortunately he will be starting 11th. And to be honest, if it's going to be a wet race like Kachow says, he's not going to have an advantage in tyre either. He won't have the option to start on the medium or a harder tyre because everyone will be starting on the same tyre. So then, that is Q2 over. Your top 10 are Tricks and Pines, Sergeant Randolph, RSF1 Kachow, TJM, Fishsticks, Eagle, Magsy88, Revenzilla, Gregors, and RSF1 Locker Pippin David Lowface for that final place in Q3. I think that's one of Locker's. I think that's Locker's first Q3 appearance for quite a while. So well done to him. Going on the drivers we've got left then, Ads. Any change of opinion for pole, or are you still going to stick with Zilla?
Yeah, no, what a lap that was from Tricks. How much of improvement he'd done from Q1 into Q2. So that was quite surprising, to be honest. I think this session is going to be really, really tight, to be honest, between the top, I reckon, 6. But again, this is Q3 is going to be the most really, really important to get a good lap, because in the rain you haven't got the DRS help in the race now if it's wet. So it is, by what happened on Wednesday, it's going to be very, very hard to pass. So Q3 is going to be an important session for most drivers here.
Yeah, definitely the Ads. Just looking at the Twitch chat quickly. I think that's TS9 Ash JJ, I'm pretty sure it is. I couldn't get the grip out of the pit exit and slid across the track, and that's how OB went into me. So unfortunately, yeah, just getting those grip on the tyres coming out of the wet pit lanes done him there, and he'll be starting 5 places back. Well, they both went out in Q1 actually, so those two will be at the back of the grid. Cadders, our regular Twitch chatter, good friend of mine, who is just Monkey Boy on comms, amateur. Love the support, Cadders, love the support. TJ, no David. I know TJ would have been rooting for David to get into Q3, but Kachow would be rooting for Locker. Let's go Locker in the chat as well. Yeah, I'll have to echo that. It was a great last lap from Locker. So as we come out then for Q3, it's going to be Magsy88 who's first on track. He will be the first person to be setting a time. And now they'll be very, very used now to the conditions, you know, how fast they can take on the curbs. I would expect to see maybe a lot of times now into the 23s, Ads.
Yeah, most drivers will have the confidence now in their cars where they can improve, what corners they can, curves they can go over. So yeah, I would expect probably low 23s, maybe even squeeze into the 22s.
Yeah, you could see a couple in the 22s. I know there's definitely some drivers that have got the pace. Just before we start this flying lap, I just want to say to all the viewers that are watching, if you are interested in joining FPRL, Season 3 is starting soon. Obviously it's the end of Season 2, but Season 3 is starting soon, and we've got a Nightbot posting a link to our Discord recruitment server, so you are interested, you want to give it a go, just join the server. All you've got to do is send in a couple of TT times, and we should be able to replace you into a relevant tier. So then, back to the action on the track. Magsy 88 then. Oh, Magsy 88 is off.
Oh no, oh dear.
Oh, obviously got on the curb. It can just send you flying, and that's what it's done there. And he will be starting 10th now regardless. That's providing no one else puts it in the barrier. So he will not be the first driver to set a time lap. It will be this man here. Adds his tip for the pole position, which is Revengezilla, as he comes up to the end of Sector 2. It's a 55.9. I have to say, that is a fantastic, I believe it's a fantastic middle sector, as he now comes down the hill towards the final two left-handers. Jinu Vane has just joined the server, so he will be joining us for the race. I wasn't sure if he was going to get here in time, but he is, so we will have a full 20. Here comes Zilla then. It's 23.9 to start proceedings off. We've then got Kachow, 23.7. 23.8 from TJ, at 24.7 from Locker. Tricks and Pines at 24.2. Sergeant Ranoff will be next. All these times look pretty close at the moment, especially the top three. Sergeant comes through with 24, then Fish Sticks to come through, 24.4. He can probably improve on that a bit. Gregors is on an outlap, so he won't set a time yet, but yeah, after those first couple of runs, the top 5 separated by 5 tenths, the top 4 separated by 3.
Yeah, so it's going to be close, like I said. Yeah, first to fourth separated by 3 tenths. So the track's going to get drier and drier. I expect times to improve. So second laps are going to be really important here.
Yeah, sorry if you can hear any background noise. Anyone? I'm just putting my phone on charge.
We've had Fish Sticks has just spun. Coming into turn 5, and he's hit the wall and he's lost all his front wings.
We've also, sorry to butt in, Ad, we've also got Tricks and Pines that's gone off just the end of the slow chicane, the start of Sector 3. He will wait for Ranoff to go past. So yeah, a couple of spinners. It's always going to happen though. They're always going to be trying and pushing their most now to try and get on that pole position. So expect to maybe see a couple more. I think that's also someone else off there, I believe. Is that? Yeah, it's TJ. Oh, TJ's binned it.
Oh dear.
Oh,
he must have got on the gravel on the right hand side.
He'll be really upset with that, because I really think he could have got pole here. I know he's been saying all week that he's really loving the track. It's been one of his best races. He felt it was going to be since he's joined FPRL, and he'll be gutted with that. He still might get on the front row, but
yeah, I think he's kicking himself for that one. But like, he's still on the front row, so it still can work out for him.
Yeah, hopefully it will. I'd like to see TJ have a podium actually, because he's been close. He was closer last week. He came 4th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. He was 4th last week, but it'd be good to see TJ on the podium. In fact, I'm actually looking at the drivers here. Who hasn't had a podium? I think everyone here, apart from Magsy's obviously very new, but I think everyone here has had a podium this season apart from TJ. So I know Locker had one in. Talking of Locker, Locker is off at the final corner. Yeah, Locker had one in Austria, I believe. I think he was second, I believe, but. So everyone will come into the pits now. Gregors, the fuel light is on, so I'm assuming he's going to be coming into the pits. Yeah, he is coming in. So then, adds Kachow has the advantage after the first run, but Zilla, we know Zilla's got some pace in him. I still reckon your tip might be on, mate.
Yeah, as long as he gets a clean lap in. He's only got to find 2 temps. And I know it was a shame that Tricks, to be honest, invalidated his lap last time round, or when he went off. I apologise, because he was fastest overall in the first sector by 1/10 and a half. So there's still time out there to gain for every driver.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the guys that can go probably a bit faster is Fish Sticks. I think he'll be hoping to try and sneak himself into the 23s potentially. Gregors, Locker as well. They will all be trying to get higher up, but yeah, I think I have to say Zilla, Sargent, and Tricks and Pines from that Q2 time can definitely challenge Kachow for that pole. I mean, to be honest, actually any of them can. Like the Eagle can, the Fish Sticks can. So it's going to be a good end to the session, as Fish Sticks will be the first driver to set a second run lap time as he comes across the start-finish straight. Coming up now to then turn 1, and you've got a brake at the right time here for turns 2 and 3. Not too bad through there, but he's a bit bumpy on the curbs. Oh, I think he could have done that a bit better, but he comes down now towards the left-hander. Got to carry as much speed through the right-hander as you can. Not too bad there. What's his split time? 27.0. That's 2 temps off his best, so he'll be hoping to gain that time back through the rest of the lap as he now comes up to the hill. It's a quick right-hander and then a quick left-hander. And you can easily lose the back end here if you get on the accelerator too hard and hit that curb, but he's through it fine now. Here we come now, the double right-hander down the hill. And it's not bad through there either. As we come up the hill to the start of Sector 3 then, it's 43 thousandths down. So still time for him to gain time here. Down the hill towards the final 2 corners of the lap. This 3-mile circuit, Locker gets out the way for him. He gets tight to the right hand side, swings it into the left. It's a bit wide there on the apex. He'll still carry it out on the curb there and goes towards the line. Will this be any quicker than the 24.4? 15 thousandths. Didn't really gain a lot there, but it's a slight improvement.
Yeah, so I've been watching Sargent through his lap. He's on an absolute flyer. He's at 6 temps up on his lap, so at this present moment it's going to put him well into pole position, which it does by 2 temps.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, 2 temps faster than Kachow. Kachow will not like seeing that. He will want to go again, but he's invalidated, so he's only going to get one more shot at getting that pole position back from Sargent. Here comes Tricks and Pines then, coming towards the last corner.
Zilla was on a really flyer. He was nearly 3 temps up on his lap, and he's just invalidated this chicane.
Well, he'll have one more go at it, but yeah, Tricks and Pines there went through the 23.3, so took it away from Sargent. So, looking like now, who's going to be next to come across? I think it is... Oh, Tricks and Pines is round at the first corner. Sorry, second corner, I should say. Who else we've got coming through? Fish Sticks is invalidated, so we'll have one more go at it. Locker now coming towards the line. Doesn't invalidate there. Is he going to improve on a 24.4? Don't think he is. No, he'll have one more go at it though. Gregors is into the pits, so he will be at best to be 8th. But yeah, I mean, I saw Sargent it's time. I didn't think that could be beaten, but Tricks and Pines had. That's a fantastic time, wasn't it?
Yeah, what a lap that was. He's certainly improved from Q1, fastest man in Q2, now fastest man in Q3. He's backed off his lap. Unfortunately, he lost it coming out of turn 2, so he won't be able to do another lap. So yeah, his pole position chances have gone out the window.
Yeah, I think Sargent's have as well. He's took a spin at turn 3, so that'll be it for him. Who have we got coming around now? We've got, Zilla, like you say, is down in his time, so he won't improve. So it's down to RSF1 Kachow. Can he take the pole position back? He comes across the line. 23.3 he's got to beat. 23.4. So just shy of Tricks and Pines is 23.3, but Fish Sticks now, can he improve on 7th place? He comes towards the line, 24.4 he's got to beat. And once again, another 24.4.
Yeah, and an improvement lap by Locker there puts him up into 7th, so he gained 0.2 there on his lap.
Right then, so I'm just hearing the echoing again, Ad, so I'm just going to press the Xbox button again.
No worries.
So that is the end of Q3, and as we see there, Tricks and Pines 23.3 takes pole by 52 thousandths from RSF1 Kachow. Sergeant Ranoff is in 3rd with a 23.5. TJ binned it on the final corner, but he will start 4th. 5th is Revenzilla, 6th is Eagles, 7th is Locker. 8th is Fish Sticks, 9th is Gregors, and 10th will be Magsy88, who took that spin at the start of the qualifying session. 10th. Still getting a bit of an echo, Ads, so as you be able to just plug your mic and try plugging it again. Right then, so as we wait then for the drivers, they'll go out onto their formation lap soon. Now, Chow did say it was going to be a wet race, but at the moment, there doesn't seem to be any wet weather out there. So maybe it's going to come later on. But, are you back, Ads?
I am back, yeah.
Can't hear the echo now, so I think that's sorted it. So if I hear it again, we might just have to do the same thing, but
yeah,
that seems to be okay now. So yeah, as Kachow did here, it's going to be a wet race, and there is no at the moment, so it looks like Ads, it could be coming in later on, which will definitely spice things up later.
Yeah, I do like it when it rains at the end of the race. Like you said, it spices things up, and you see different strategies for different people who can take the gamble first.
That's it. So let's have a little recap then of the grid. We've got that here. So we'll go from bottom to top. So Junu Vane has now joined us. He's joined late today. He misses qualifying, but he will start in 20th in his McLaren. I know what Junu Vane's like actually, Ads. He there's a lot of races where he sometimes misses qualifying and he comes right up the field and gets a good finish from the back of the grid. So watch Junu Vane. He's got some pace on him as well. Then we've got TS9 and XXAB at the back. They both received those 5-place penalties for that collision they had in Q1. 17th is Force Muni's Red Bull. 16th we've got Skivid. 15th is Clockhund, who also DNF'd or took himself out in Q1. Hun PC is in 14th for Alfa Romeo. 13th is Button. 12th is Swilzer. 11th is David Lulface, who just got pipped to Q3 by Locker, but he will start 11th place. He starts on the soft tyre. Magsy88 is in 10th for Williams. Gregors will start 9th. Fish Sticks 8th. Still on that, on trying to get the second place off Biddle in the championship. 7th, a good qualifying from Locker in 7th place. 6th is Eagle. 5th is Revenzilla. 4th is TJ. Unfortunately, binned it at the final corner in Q3, but he'll definitely have the pace, I reckon, to stay with the front lot, and definitely could even win today if he's on it. And the top 3 of Sergeant Ranoff, RSF1 Kachow, and Tricks and Pines is today's pole sitter. So then we can see the clock going down, so we are ready to go. And Ads, how do we think the first corner is going to go here?
Well, to be honest, yesterday was it was pretty clean, but anything can happen into the first corner. As long as people use their heads and are sensible, then everyone will get through the first lap perfectly fine.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's either going to go one or two ways. I think it's either people are either going to throw it in more because there's nothing to lose, because the championships, well, Fish Sticks has got something to lose, but a lot of drivers have got nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. So they might start to throw it in more, or a lot of them might just think, well, I haven't got to fight for anything, and they might take it a little bit easy. I think they'll go one way or the other, but I definitely think that Kachow, normally at the start of the race, especially, well, throughout the race, normally anyway, but definitely at the start, he'll be definitely looking to take that first off Tricks and Pines. I can see potentially side by side into the first corner here.
Yeah, there's quite just going on to the tyres now, there's quite a lot of differences throughout the grid here. So the top 10, there's only 4 people starting on the soft, the rest are on the medium. So them soft runners will have a genetically better start, should have a better start than the medium runners. So we've got TJ on the soft, Zilla's on the soft, Gregors and Magsy. We've actually got TS9, he's on starting on a hard, so he's looking at going long on the first stint.
Yeah, I mean, I have to be honest, I hate starting on the hard tyre. I don't think I've started on the hard tyre all season, this season. I just with that heavy car of fuel and the hard tyre at the start, I just feel like it's so much slower. But he could make up some ground by doing that. If a safety car comes at the right time for him, could potentially work in his favour. I think Junu Vane being on the softs, and he's got a lot of medium runners in front of him, I think Junu Vane's going to try and definitely, like I said earlier, shoot up that field. But yeah, like you say, the top 3 on mediums, TJ on the softs. We did say TJ, and you said yourself Zilla, didn't you? Yeah. Ads that we tipped for having good races. Those 2 will definitely be challenging the top 3. So I think we're in for a fantastic first stint here, and hopefully a fantastic race to finish off the season. So we're now coming down to the starting grid. Junu Vane is getting into position, and then we'll be going. It'll be 5 light, and it'll be away we go in the final race of FPRL Season 2. It's been a great season in both tiers, but here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. FPRL Tier 2 at Imola is go, and Tricks and Pines gets a good start off the line, but this Kachow on the right hand side now gets into the slipstream as he comes up to turn 1. Is he going to have a go into the first corner? He pulls out to the right hand side, but he's not going to risk it from back there. Is there going to be any contact here? Revenge has got a fantastic start up in from 5th into 3rd, but at the back there I don't think everyone's got through quite okay. And Pines then comes down now to the end of Sector 1. He leads from Kachow, then it's Zilla, TJ, Sergeant Rana, Tricks, Eagle, Gregors, Locker, Lolface. That is the top 10. I think we've got a spinner at the back, or is it Hun PC just going wide? Yeah, it's just Hun PC going wide. And now Zilla up into 2nd place. So, Ads, what a start from the man you've tipped to win.
I know, up 3 places, he had a brilliant start. Went around the outside of Sergeant. Unfortunately for him, he's lost 2 places at the beginning. But a good shout out to Force Menu, who's at 4 places, so he's had a brilliant start. The guy you was talking about, Juni Vane, he's had a problem. He was up in 13th and he dropped down the last. So he would have gone off somewhere during this lap.
Yeah, looks like he's lost his front wing. He's always had a collision or had a spin there, but it's Tricks and Pines then off on the first lap that leads the Grand Prix. Revengezilla on the softs is in second, Kachow third, and TJ in fourth. We've got a couple of people coming to the pits. We've got, is it Magsy? Yeah, Magsy and Force Manure are both into the pits, as well as Hum PC and Genu Vane, so they will all now change tyres. We'll see what tyres they decide to go on to. And Force Manure is onto the mediums. Magsy is onto the mediums. Hun PC is onto the mediums, and Genu Vane is onto the mediums. So all opting for medium tyres then. We go back to the front. It's the same four that we left with a couple of moments ago. Tricks and Pine still leads from Revengezilla, but I think Zilla will be soon. He's still got obviously life in those targets right at the start of the race. He'll be looking to take that first place, especially when it gets to lap 3 and the DRS becomes active.
Yeah, so the tyre runners going to have to make their move pretty soon. They only lost about 8 to 10.
Yeah, no, sorry, it was TJ going around the outside of Kachow at the chicane, but Kachow's going to come back. He won't like that, but TJ is on the faster tyre. Great move there from TJ, just about called it on stream. But yeah, fantastic move there from him.
Yeah, so like I was saying, these soft tyre runners are going to have to make their moves pretty quick. They're only going to last about 8-10 laps before they have to pit. So yeah, Zilla's going to have to get past Tricks as soon as he can.
Yep, as TJ gets re-overtaken there by Kachow, gets a bit loose on the back end going into turn 3, but keeps it together. Sergeant Ranoff is still lurking there in P5 to go ahead of any of the top 4 that might make a mistake, but Tricks and Pines is still keeping ahead, still keeping that sort of about 4 to 5 tenth gap to Zilla, who's on the softer tyres. So at the moment, Tricks and Pines, and we can keep it for another couple of laps. Zilla's tyres should start to go off a bit, and potentially they could start to pull away a little bit, but yep.
Yeah, so we had Tricks and Pines come up the hill, then lost his rear end, and that's put Zilla right on the back of him, just as DRS is going to be open.
Yeah, you're right there, Ads, and he's only 4 tenths behind, and he'll have DRS throughout the whole of the pit straight here. He's going to have to get a good run, though, out of the last corner. He doesn't get the best run there, does Tricks and Pines. It's a bit wonky coming out, and now Zilla surely will get the DRS and go through into first. He pulls out to the right-hand side. You have the inside line going into the first corner, but he is ahead before the braking zone anyway. Revengezilla takes the lead of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, TJ there trying to look for a move around Kachow. He went around the outside, but he had to back out of his corner, sorry. But he's right on the rear end of Kachow.
Oh, TJ! Oh, and everyone's got to avoid him now. He's right in the middle of the track. Oh, gets out the way. Gets out the way. Oh, TJ.
Lucky.
Oh, I got that as well. He won't like that. I got that on the stream. He just couldn't quite hold it. He just got to get his head down and come back fighting.
Yeah, anything can happen. Safety cars. If he wants to, he can take a early pit stop here. He's got behind TS9. He's got a 24-second gap. So yeah, it's a shame. But anything can happen.
Yeah, all we've got. He's off again, though. He's off again, TJ. Oh, no.
Warm tyres.
Oh, dear.
So,
yeah, probably still a little bit hot.
We've got a fast lap by Zilla, 119.1. Tricks. Yep. So Tricks has got past him coming out of the DRS into the first corner, but Revenge is coming back at him into turn 3 and 4, which he does. Brilliant move by him.
Yeah, fantastic battle there, and I thought Tricks had the move done, but he got a little bit wide coming out of turns 2 and 3. Zilla got the better run and gets back past him, but it looks like Tricks and Pines are doing quite well at the moment on those medium tyres, and he's keeping with Zilla. And soon Zilla's tyre is going to go right off, as we've got someone else off. I believe it's Skivid. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not Skivid. Sorry, it's Button. Button is off. Took a spin there, and he's the watch. Oh!
Close. Yeah, not a lot of drivers are liking that corner today. It's about the 5th driver we're seeing throughout qualifying and the race win at that corner. Even up a very tricky corner this weekend.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those corners where you kind of have to try and carry the speed to get a good run through it. If you don't carry the speed, you lose about 2 or 3 attempts just on that corner. But like you say, Ads, a lot of people were making mistakes there at the moment. Tricks and Pines don't think, no, he's not going to get through here. So Ads might now have the advantage for now. He's just got to try and now pull away in these next couple of laps, try and break that second barrier so he doesn't have the DRS. And Kachow now starting to get close to Tricks and Pines. He'll have DRS on Tricks and Pines soon as well, so this could become a three-way fight soon.
Yeah, we've got a good battle here from 8th down to 10th at the moment. 11th. We've got 4 drivers all in the space of a half a second of each other. Unfortunately, David got passed by Fish Sticks in DRS. So it looks like David's tyres are starting to go off now.
Yeah, the softs start to go off a little bit around sort of 6-7 laps. So yeah, the mediums will now tend to start to come back into favour really. David obviously and Fish Sticks teammates, and David probably knows that Fish Sticks probably wants to go for that second place in the championship, so probably won't fight him too much. It's obviously their teammates as well, but yeah, it's a good little battle there. All the gaps now are starting to get a little bit bigger. I actually think this is still the closest battle on the track. We'll see if David will have a go at Fish Sticks in the DRS zone, if he has enough pace to catch up to the back of him. Oh no, but we've got XXOB and Locker though. XXOB goes around the outside of Locker. Good move there from him. Pulled out to the left, right hand side. Got ahead before the braking zone and gets himself up into 9th place.
Yeah, OBX has had a brilliant start. He's up 9 places, so he's done pretty well on them soft tyres, getting up to 9 places.
Yeah, definitely. And as we saw Swilzer in the pits changing his front wing and tyres, I believe TJ just took the fastest lap. Yeah, he did. So it's clear to see that TJ's still got the pace, even on 6-lap-old softs. So unlucky for him to have that spin, but you never know. There could be safety cars, and potentially could still be anything can happen in this race. Looking at the position changes, XXOB is the main man that's gained positions here. As Clock Hunt is off. Yeah, XXOB gained 9 places. TS9's gained 7, so they're the big winners. And obviously, unfortunately for TJ, he's dropped 9 with that spin down at the start of Sector 1. Oh, and Humpy C is off, and he's got the leaders coming up soon. He did not want to get in their way. Oh, he's got to make sure his tyres aren't that hot. So I'll tell you what, they're going to catch him up here, Ads.
Yeah, he's got to be careful you don't spin in front of him either with the hot tyres. It's not going to be pretty otherwise. Yeah, looking towards the back of the field, there's quite a lot of penalties already within 8 laps. We've got forced manure on 9 seconds already, and we've got Clock Hunt already on 9 seconds, and unfortunately last lap round TJ also got a penalty. Obviously pushing a bit too hard to try and catch up the time he's lost.
Yeah, as we see there, PC getting out of the way of all the drivers, very sensible there, making sure he doesn't cause any problems for anyone. Unlucky for him, they'll lose so much time doing that though, unfortunately for him. I can maybe see him come into the pits now and retire, but you know, we do like to see drivers stick it out. There can potentially be safety cars where you can catch up, but we'll see what happens in the next few corners. But Revenge Zilla then is now 2 seconds ahead of Tricks and Pines, with Kachow in 3rd, who has just come up to the back of Tricks and Pines. He's actually got DRS on him, so he might start to catch. There might be a little battle for 2nd and 3rd. And MPC, yeah, I don't know. He's got 10 seconds putting up a truck. Yeah, I think he needs to just make sure. He's probably going to retire now, I would have thought.
Yeah, not a very good race for him, to be honest. Yeah, which he has.
Yeah, there we go. I did suspect that, and that is the end of his season. They're not a great way to end it. But yeah, that is what it is. So Zilla still starting to pull away slightly on 8-lap-old softs. That's quite impressive.
Oh, Tricks has spun round just behind.
Oh,
tyres.
Be careful here. He's got fish sticks coming up. And he's trying to defend the position, but fish stick's going to go down the inside hit. No, he's not. He doesn't want to risk it there. But Tricks and Pines' tyres will still be super hot from that spin. And Fish Sticks looks like he's going to have to run down the hill. Pulls out. Ooh, there's almost a bit of a touch there between wheels. But Tricks and Pines won't want to lose any more places, and he's already lost through that spin. But yeah, XXOB, once again, I'll mention it again though, he's up another place. He's past David, so he's having a great race from where he started.
Yeah, brilliant race.
As David now coming up though, no, David's coming through. Oh, there was a bit of a knock there, I think. David takes the position back. Oh, that could have been spins for both of them, but he's coming back at him though. Is XXOB?
Little nudge in the back of David. Then that was so close.
It was, yeah, and they're both on the same tyres as well, so they're both on the same strategy as it stands at the moment. So yeah, very close driving there, but no collision, and yeah, good overtake from Mr. David Lowface. Magsy gets up another 3-second penalty for his troubles. He's down in 15th. He's lost 5 places, but back to the front then. Clockton, what a lap from him. To be fair, he's on new soft, so it's kind of expected. But Chow then, oh, that's going to knacker some. If it stays like this, got a 3-second penalty. That will drop him behind Sergeant Randolph as it stands, and it means that Revenger has now got a 5.2 second lead with that penalty given to Kachel.
Yeah, so the grid's pretty much spread out all the way from first to last. When this is only about 4 drivers that are in DRS range. Obviously, you got Zilla up front. By 2.1 seconds, so he's taking pretty much a commanding lead at the moment, and he's done very well on his soft tyres. But you should start seeing now Kachel start catching him up slowly, steady.
Yeah, that's it, and it's come up to lap 11 now. Normally, this is what I was given yesterday in the Tier 1 race. Around lap 11 is when the softs really start to go off, and the first pit stop starts to happen for the soft runners, but Zilla might try and hold it out for a bit longer, but they'll be getting close to pit stops now. There's been no safety car at the moment. There's only been one retiree in Hum PC, so a very clean race at the moment, ads from these Tier 2 drivers. We're 12 laps in now and only one retirement. Very good, clean racing from the Tier 2s.
Yeah, it's been really, really good today, to be honest. Big improvement from the last race. Yeah, it seems like everyone's enjoying themselves out there, keeping clean racing, giving everyone a lot of space, which then will bring enjoyable racing.
Definitely, that's it. And as we were saying out there, Gregors overtakes Eagle on those soft tyres for 4th place. I'm just looking at how Gregors has risen through the field. I think he's gained about 4 or 5 places. Let's have a look. Can we see when he's gained? Is it going to let me? There we go. Yeah, he's up 5 places, so he's having a good race at the moment. It's also good to mention there that Skivid is up into 10th. He's gained 6 places, but still the man who's gained the most is XXOB in 9th. He's gained 9 places off the start. Looking at the gap to the leader then, I think pit stop round here is probably around about 20 seconds or so. And on board with OB!
No, that's going to be a safety car.
Such a good race, and there it is.
So
there is that safety car.
It's going to play right into Zilla's hands. It just come out just before he's coming to the pit, so he's got a free pit stop here.
Yeah. Oh, and OB, another commentator's curse there from Monkey Boy Kurt, saying how good a race he was having. But he's put it in the wall, and that is his race and season over, unfortunately. So Zilla goes out, gets basically a free pit. He came just in time, just before he got past the pits, and he won't lose any position there. Yeah, everyone's deciding to pit, and let's have a look at the tar. Yeah, he's gone on to mediums. Kachow's gone on to hards. Sergeant Ranoff's gone to hards. And TS9 has decided to stay out on those hard tyres. So at the moment, he probably will get overtaken, but TS9 was probably wanting that safety car to sort of come out maybe about 5 or 6 laps later. This is a bit difficult now to pit for mediums. Will they get to the end? I mean, Zilla seems to think they will, because he's pitted for them. Either that or he's preying on another safety car.
Yeah, so you got TJ, who's got his wish, safety car, so that's brought him back into contention. And he's just pitted for fresh mediums. Yeah, and I was looking at Force Manure, he's got to be careful with for the rest of the Grand Prix, otherwise he's going to be disqualified. He's already on 15 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, we'll have a look through the penalties for everyone there. So there it is on the screen. So Kachow at a bit of a disadvantage, getting that 3-second penalty a bit earlier on in the race. So yeah, not doing him any favours there. TS9's got 6 seconds, and the next one that was up there at the start, Tricks and Pines, he's got 3. Locker's got 3, and then everyone apart from Junu Dane from 11th to 17th have all got penalties. Like Ad says, the most coming from Force Manure. He's got 15 seconds, but at the moment, no penalties. Zilla, Rananoff, Gregors has got no penalties, so yeah, he's having a good, strong race today at the moment. But Fishsticks is in 8th position, and I'm just going to quickly get up while we're behind the safety car. It's a good time for me to get up those points that Fishsticks needs for the to finish second in the championship. So yeah, at the moment Zilla, Ads, let's keep saying it, your tip for the race is still looking in a strong position.
Yeah, that safety car's really helped him, to be honest. Obviously he started on a soft tire, which is less durable than the mediums. So yeah, it was a free pit stop for him, so I bet he's loved that. Not so for Kachow, who started on the mediums. He's obviously had to change his strategy up because he's had to hit a little bit earlier than what he would have done, but he's gone on the hard. Has he gone on hard? Yeah, so he's gone on hard, so he's looking to probably go to the end or have a splash and dash right at the end and go on to the fresh soft. But it's all depending if it's safety cars, because that can change anyone's strategy up.
Yeah, that's it. And normally the safety car waits for everyone to be together. It might go for another lap here because Button isn't quite with the pack, but it might decide to come in. It all depends on how close he gets. Sometimes, and Force Manure has done what I did yesterday and spun under the safety car.
At least he hasn't left any positions.
That's it, he's not lost everything. Yeah, I thought that might happen when the... But oh dear, Zilla.
What happened there?
Kachow came down. I don't think Kachow expected that to happen, but Kachow's just come down the hill, and Zilla, I mean, to be honest, he's really slowed up, but he's got the right to do... Well, I don't know if he's got the right to go that slow, but I mean, the safety car was coming in, so he was going to slow the pack up. I mean, I wouldn't want to make a judgment on it right now, but Kachow's come right down the hill, and just hasn't expected Zilla to brake that hard, and yeah, Kachow out of the race.
Oh, such a shame for him. Obviously, it may go to the stewards, but obviously Zilla is the leader, so he can control the pack as slow as he wants. So yeah, maybe a bit of misjudgment from Kuchar, but it's a difficult one to say, really.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to make a comment on it. I think you can't really see from the faraway camera how slow Zilla was actually going. It was coming into a corner, and it was just about to go onto the main straight, and then obviously go away. But yeah, I don't think Kuchar expected maybe the drop in pace that sudden, and it's caught him out. Like you say, Ads, the stewards will probably most likely have a look at that. But Zilla then on the mediums is still in first place. He does have that 5-second penalty that he picked up, severe collision. So Sargent now is into the lead of the Grand Prix and gets a good run there out of the first 3 corners. Will he have a go into this corner here? He won't. He gets the switch back. Guarani outside now of a left-hander hairpin. He outbrakes him, but Zilla keeps it there and stays ahead this time around. Now, Rananoff gets on the ERS, as you can see on the screen, pulls out to the left-hand side. Will he go for the move? He's going for it. He's been touched, but he keeps it together. And Trixon Pines now on his fresh softs. He's now on the back of Sargent. And, obviously, the tyre difference. Rananoff on hards. He just backs out of it there. Feels, no, I'm going to back out of this. But has he got damage? He went a bit wide there. He might not have damage, but Trixon Pines now looking in a strong position, but he will have to pit again, no doubt.
Yeah, I wonder if Zilla's got any rear end damage. He did get a massive shunt from Kuchar. Shame about the 5-second penalty. Oh dear,
sorry,
with a clock down doing
clock
there.
Huns just retired on track, which you're not allowed to do. So we'll be having, we'll be giving him a ping later to let him know about that. He's a new driver, but you know, should be reading the rule book. You can't retire on track.
No,
so,
moments before that, he did go off on turn 4, I believe, had a massive spin and went backwards into the wall. So he's obviously got angry with himself. But like you said, it's a big no-no, retire on track, of course. Safety cars come out for no reason at all. So
yeah, that's it. So, as I was going to say just before the safety car came in about the situation with Fishtix and Biddle in terms of the positions for second in the championship. Fishtix is currently on 197 points, and Biddle, who isn't racing tonight, is on 204. So Fishtix needs to gain 8 points to come second in the championship. He won't get it if he gets 6 points in the fastest lap, because Biddle has had more wins this season. But as I say that, Trixon Pines goes through on Zilla. I mean, Zilla looked like he just sort of let him go there. He didn't want to have the risk of coming together into turn 1. But Trixon Pines now leads the Grand Prix for now anyway. Like we said earlier, he will have to come in and pit again. But yep, so Fishtix leads 8 points to take second. Trixon Pines is off. That was, lost it coming into the right-hander, and Revenzilla had a bit of a go back there, but just couldn't find a way through.
We got a good battle here for 9th, 8th and 7th. TJ and Mags and Skivid, all separated by 4 tenths.
Yep, Skivid on the hard tyre, so Magsy's on the soft tyre and TJ on the medium. So TJ. Oh no.
Every time we praise him, he spins.
It's the commentator's curse, Ads. It's been like it all season. We said it about, Zilla could still win the race, but he had that collision with Kuchar and now TJ. He will be kicking himself, because he's definitely got the pace. He definitely had the pace, and he's definitely got the pace to be up there with the ones in the lead. But just having a couple of spins. Magsy then goes past Skivid for 7th place. I'll finally get out what I want to say about the points about Fishtix and Biddle. So yeah, Fishtix 197, Biddle 204, and he's 8 points to take second. So at the moment he's in 5th, so we have 10 points. So he will take second place as it stands. He's got no penalties as well, bear in mind. So even more I think say that he will most likely at the moment take second place in the championship.
Yeah, just as you say that, we've got Force Benure, who's got another 3 seconds, up 21 seconds during the Grand Prix already. But he's literally on the cusp of getting disqualified. It's such a shame because he's running in 11th at the moment.
Yeah, he's not having a bad race, this Sourceneer, but yeah, the penalties aren't going to do him any favours. They'll probably, most likely, will drop right back to near the back of the pack. And it's definitely past back past Ginny Vane. But we go back to the front then, and Trixon Pines is now a second ahead of Zilla. Oh, and we've got someone. Is it Forceman?
Yeah, he's got off. Yeah, he touched his rear right tire on the gravel and he spun left. Lucky enough, no one was close behind him, so he was able to get out of each other's way.
I'm going to have to stop mentioning drivers' names. Every time we do, they're just crashing. So he'll come into the pits then and get... did you say knocked some of his wing off, was that? Trixon Pines! Off. Oh dear. They're all just taking spins at that double right-hander, and it is really difficult.
Barrier.
Oh, right. So he's down to 8th now. I would say he comes in for tyres now, to be honest. Like, I mean, he might want to go a couple more laps, but...
Yeah, so it's played back into Zilla's hands, and he's got a 2 second gap to Sargent now, who's also got a 3 second penalty, so he's got that gap to still be in the lead at the present moment.
Yeah, no, that's it, and it literally, like you say, just in the lead it will be at the moment. Fish Sticks now goes up into 4th, past Magsy, so even more now. He's got a fantastic chance of taking second in the championship off Biddle. Magsy might have a go back. No, he's not going to risk it there. And like I said, Trixon Pines decides it's time to come in. Did he have any wing damage as well? I think he might have done. And he's come out onto another set of softs now. We'll take him to the end, 11 laps, so he will go to the end now. But yeah, unlucky for Trixon Pines. Couldn't keep it round that right-hander, and he's down in 14th now.
Yeah, good shout out to David Loweface. He's in 8th, he's having a solid race at the moment. He's gained 3 positions throughout this Grand Prix from the hard tyres, and he's keeping Button at bay at the present moment. And Skivid, what a brilliant race he's having. He's up 9 places now into 7th, and with no penalties, so...
Yep, Skivid having a great race, but there's a safety car, ads, because Swilzer has binned it at turn 3.
Yeah, got the front 2 pitted for fresh tyres, so I wonder what they're going to go on, if they're going to risk going on soft for 10 laps.
And Zilla will serve his penalty now.
Yeah,
so that's
you continue, bud, sorry.
That's alright, mate. That's worked brilliantly for Zilla, because he's now fresh softs. He's got rid of his penalty. Sargent now has a 3 second, which you don't serve corner cutting penalties in the pit stop. So yeah, he looks like now that he could definitely now push for the win. Eagle comes out in 3rd, Magsy 4th. Fish Sticks has been pipped again by Magsy in the pits. He goes into 5th, and like you say, Locker in 6th, Skivid 7th. Those two are having good races at the moment.
Yeah, so this safety car has played his damage invitations for Trixon Pines, who's down in 11th. So after that spin, he's up to 10th now. He's able to gain a few positions back, and same again for T. Who again, safety car has saved him a bit there. We're just gonna press off, packs all bunched up. So yeah, it's going to be a good last 10 laps.
Definitely, it looks like there's going to be definitely a good fight between these front two. Sargent will be trying to pull that 3 second gap, but we know Zilla has got some good pace in him. Just looking at the tyres now, every single person apart from Force Manure is onto fresh, soft tyres. So everyone's going to have, the same tyres. So no real advantage in terms of that. It's all going to be down to the driver now, all down to the pace of the driver. And looking at penalties as well while we can. So Zilla, Eagle, Fish Sticks, Skivid and Junuvain without any penalties. A couple of 3 seconds and 6 seconds there, and then the two at the back of TS9 and Force Manure have a lot of penalties in 14 and 21 seconds respectively. Gregors has got a 3 second behind the safety car. Have you ever done that, Ads?
No, not under the safety car. I don't think. Got drive through, but I don't think a penalty under the safety car. No, mine comes during a race, unfortunately. Again, good shout out to Eagle. Two's up 3 places, no penalty, so he's in a good position to get a podium here.
Yeah, that's it. And go back to the position changes again. So yeah, at the moment, Skivid is now up the most places with 9 places gained from the start, and he has no penalties either. So as long as he can keep it with good pace, so he'll be in for a good finish. Scotsman puts in the chat, I'll be 6th if Zilla wins. If Zilla gets 2nd, I stay 5th in the championship. So there you go, Zilla. If you win, you go ahead of Scotsman. If you're 2nd, you don't go ahead of Scotsman. Everyone wants to beat Scotsman, the Godfather. I can't wait for Scotsman to win another race. We'll have to make him dive in his hot tub again.
Yeah,
he got over 2,000 impressions that did on Twitter. About 400 views or something.
Better than none. Better than none.
Exactly. Yeah. I think when I can't remember who won. I think it was the McLarens at Monza. I'm pretty sure he posted it as a comment on one of their posts and was like, "You should celebrate like this."
So we have the safety car in this lap. The Sergeant is slowing down and getting the pack all closed up. Brilliant restart by Sergeant there.
So he's got on Zilla on that restart. Eagle in 3rd and Mags in 4th. Everyone gets away quite well. Is anyone going to have any overtaking into the first corner? I think there's not going to be. I think everyone's just going to go through the first turn as they started. But Radanoff there, another 3-second penalty for him, and that means he's got 6 seconds of penalties now. So Zilla definitely now in the driving seat for this race. Sargent's going to have to pull 6 seconds in the space of 8 laps, which will be very difficult for him.
Yeah, such a shame. He's got a lot of time to try and find in the last 6 laps, as you say, to even get a podium here. So, yeah, let's see what you can do.
Yeah, I'm just getting some inside information here from our Tier 1 driver, Silverside Boy. Must be in a party with Zilla. He's saying Zilla has rear diffuser damage, obviously from Kachow's crash, and it's red. It's red on the graphic. So he could potentially Sergeant, now knowing that information, possibly could pull the 6 seconds if he's got red diffuser damage.
Yeah, I said earlier, didn't I, that he had a hefty whack from Kachow. And he looked like he was struggling on the first couple of laps of their medium tyres. So that means he's got real diffuser damage, means his back end's going to be sliding out everywhere. So he's probably taking it cautious through the corners at the present moment.
Yeah, I just went on his rear view camera. Can't really see the damage from that. It's most probably underneath, but Tricks and Pines, as we were talking there, retires in the pits, so he's called it a day. So it means 14 runners left on track, and at the moment, everyone's picking up penalties. Skivid just got to keep with these drivers. He's got no penalties at the moment, Skivid. He's got 7 laps to go. At the moment, he's sticking with RSF1 Locker. This could be a fantastic race for him at the moment. But yeah, just 4 drivers left now without penalties. It's Zilla, Eagle, Skivid and Ginny Vane at the back with no penalties. But Ginny Vane's now 32 seconds behind, so he's basically pretty much out of the race unless there is another late safety car.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Magsy also got another penalty there. And we just saw Button had another 3 seconds added and TJ on that lap. So the fight for the 8th, 9th and 10th in the last 4 or 5 laps is going to be pretty close here.
Yep, definitely. So, yeah, at the moment, Skivid, if it was to end now, Skivid would jump up. He'd get past Knocker, he'd get past Fistics, and he'd get past Magsy. So he would go up to 4th place if it ended now with Skivid, which would be his best finish of the whole season. So just needs to keep it on the track and keep a good pace, and he's definitely on for a good finish. As we then go back to the front then, Sargent Runoff is 1.4 seconds ahead. So Zilla looks like he's keeping with him, even though he's got a defeat. Oh, as I say that, he loses the back end coming out of a double right-hander. It's cost a lot of people's races today and caused a lot of spins, but he's keeping with him at the moment. He's now 2 seconds behind, so it's going to be close. But at this rate, it'll be very tight towards the end. Who's going to have this win? But Zilla just needs to keep it on the track and get no penalties. He might still have a chance. But Magsy having a very impressive showing here. He is now in front of Eagle. Eagle will go back past on penalties. But yeah, my tip for the race, Ginny Vane at the back, not having the best race. But still 2 seconds between the top 2.
Yeah, I'm just watching Eagle here. He's keeping Magsy under pressure. He's less than a second behind. But at this rate, he's going to finish 2nd. So continues this. It would be a brilliant result from him for where he started.
Yeah, definitely. As we go back down the pack, I think there's a little... Gregor's trying to go past Force Manure, batting it out for 12th place. Force Manure goes a little bit wide. He's only driver on mediums, actually, so Gregor's should in a minute get past him. He'll want to try and get onto the back of the other drivers in front, and TS9's had a bit of a moment coming out of a double right-hander. He's getting really held up here. He is quite hard to overtake around Imola, it has to be said. But he's now on the back of the 2. He just really needs to get past these 2 drivers. Really wants to try and catch back up to the likes of TJ and Davey, because at the moment he's really just getting held up. Just can't seem to get past. We'll go back then. In amongst all that, Eagle has now got back past Magsy. David picks up another 3-second penalty. Skivid's still there with no penalties at the moment, so you still keep hanging in there. Magsy now is off, and that will promote Skivid up another place. Magsy yet down to 10th. Just lost it there, going for the right-hander, and now on the last points position. Yeah,
so from 6th to 9th is a bit of a DRS train here. He's doing a brilliant job at the moment, Skivid, but we got Button on the inside, his teammates just overtaking him. Unfortunately, he went wide coming up the hill and had to let off. We've now got David right behind him, and so is TJ. So it's going to be 3 down into the last corner. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so they all come into the back straight now. And TJ's got a drive on David here, I think. Yeah, looks like he's going to get past David here. So let's take it down in the inside.
Yeah, now coming to the start of turn 1. Can't get past there, can TJ. David, good battling there from those 2. Skivid did pick up a 3-second penalty amongst all that. But it's only 3. He will still go ahead of Button. He will go at the moment, I think, just ahead of Locker. He might not get ahead of Locker now, actually. The gap between them is more than 3 seconds. So at the moment, he will go back up into 6th place, which will still be a good result for him. TJ now past David. David's now got Magsy on the back of him. Magsy, David got a bit loose there, did David? Oh, that was very close there. Going towards the front again then. Sergeant Randolph is now 3.2 seconds ahead. He's slightly gaining that time. He's only got 3 laps left to get it up to 6 seconds. It's going to be close. It's going a bit up and a bit more up at each lap. But at the moment, I couldn't call it at the moment. It's not sure if it's going to be enough.
Oh, so we had Skidvid there go wide onto the gravel. It's made TJ good exit, and TJ has now passed him under DRS. So after having a good position of getting a podium, he's now down to the 8.
3 wide, and into turn 1 it was Gregor's, Magsy and David going 3 wide into turn 1, and there was just no room for them there. And unfortunately, it's David Lolface that's come under the most, has come off worst there, down now into 13th. And it looks like his chances of points now are over, unfortunately for him. But yet, 3 wide into turn 1 is never a good thing at any track, especially not at Imola. And we've just seen there what it does.
Yeah, going back up to the top, I think Zilla's starting to struggle now. Sargent's only got 2 seconds to find in 2 laps, so he's taking a second out of him this lap. So it's going to be very, very close if it carries on like this.
It is indeed at the moment, just going back to that 2nd place. Oh yeah, Zilla is losing time like anything. He can't. It looks like he can't even go faster than 180 miles an hour on the straight. Junuvane's retired from the session. He's gone wide at that double right-hander, but it won't matter in terms of safety cars. It's too late for one to be called out in the game. Yeah, just looking there, ads. I don't know if you want to also have a look when he next come across the line, but it looks like Zilla can't go any faster than 183 miles an hour. And I don't think that's. I know obviously they're not using hot lap ERS and the DRS, but I don't think that's the fastest you can go. So it's definitely affecting straight line speed.
And it would definitely be affecting him through the corners, and I think that's where he's losing his time. So he lost half a second just through the chicane there. So this last lap's going to be very, very important for Zilla if he wants to win this race.
It will be then. So we come on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. It's championship winner Sergeant Ranoff who leads us through the final lap. He's 4.6 seconds ahead of Zilla. And he's got a 6-second penalty, so he needs to gain 1.3 seconds in this last lap. Can he do it? We're about to find out now. He goes through sector 1, okay, and Force Manure there gets disqualified. I think that's the first time I've seen that all season. It happened in the last race. He's been disqualified for accumulating too many penalties. But yeah, Scotsman points out something very good there actually. Zilla was only in 7th gear, so maybe he's lost a gear, maybe, or he's missed a gear. I don't know, but can he go higher? I don't think we're going to see it at the end of this straight. If he can go quicker than, we can't really see it. There's not enough straight for him to show us if he can go that quick. So as we then come down then to the final sector, it's Sergeant Ranoff leading by 5.1 seconds. He's now 5.3 seconds. It's going to be tight here. He's got 1 sector to gain 7/10. He's got to absolutely floor it to the line. PS9 picks up another 3-second penalty. He's 5.5, 5.6. It's going to be tight. Sergeant Ranoff comes across the line then and provisionally wins, but Zilla is going to take it just.
Yes.
Yeah, Revenge Zilla takes the win of the Imola Grand Prix, Emilia Romagna, and by 3 tenths in the end, so he just about held on. Sergeant Ralph will be kicking himself for getting those penalties, but in the end, your race winner is Revengezilla. And there you go, Adge. You should have had 20 quid down the bookies.
Yeah, what a race by Zilla, eh? Started in, was it 5th he started, or was it 6th? I can't remember now. But he had a very, very good first lap, which really helped him. Safety car and tyre choices at the right time has really helped Zilla win this race today.
Yeah, as he picks up their first place trophy, Revengezilla takes the win of the final race of FPRL Season 2. And yeah, that's it for Season 2 now. We're likely going to have some social races coming up in the next few weeks, and all will be revealed soon when we're getting Season 3 started. If you could, Ads, I don't know if you're already on it, if you can invite the top 3 into the party, and we'll get the interviews started. So there we go then. There is your classified results quickly, because I've only got 20 seconds. Is Revengezilla wins the race. Sergeant Runoff with the fastest lap in 2nd. Eagle finishes 3rd. Fish Sticks is in 4th, and he will take 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship away from Biddle. Locker, a great race from him. He finishes 5th. Skivid there finishes 6th, up from 16th. And 7th's TJ, 8th Gregors, 9th Button, and 10th in the end, David Lolface just grabs on to that final point. And I have to say, that was very exciting. A good, exciting last few laps for the end of the season, the last race. We've got the 3 drivers, 3 podium finishers in the party now with us. Just gonna make sure, lads, that your audio is all included.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So we will start then with Eagle 78X. Collateral, do you want to take 3rd and 1st, and I'll take 2nd?
Yeah, can do. Who would you like to start with? Zilla. So Zilla.
Yeah, I think we'll.
So Zilla, my friend, very, very good race. Congratulations. Tell us a bit about qualifying. How do you feel you did in qualifying, and how tricky were the conditions today?
Oh, I had a bit of a stinker in qualifying. I validated my 2 fastest runs in Q3, which I think would have got me P2 or 3. But P5 wasn't too bad in the end.
Yeah, no, you had going to the race now. You had a very, very good launch off the grid. Your first lap was quite crucial, and you managed to get into 2nd. Can you tell us a bit about your first stint of the race?
Yeah, the first stint felt really, really good. The soft tyres off the start, I think, was definitely the way to go. It looked like everyone else was struggling on their mediums, and obviously getting the safety car at the right time, and then it all kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah, the first, I think it was the first safety car. Unfortunately, you had a collision with Kachow. Did you have any damage to your car at all? 'Cause it seemed like the second time you were struggling quite a bit through the corners and down straight.
I had a red rear wing for the rest of the race.
Okay, that might explain a little bit of lack of pace in the second sector.
Yeah,
but
I couldn't get my foot down at all.
no, so it was quite lucky that his second safety car came out. So he was able to pit right at the time of the safety car coming out, and you managed to get rid of that 5 seconds. Do you reckon that helped you get the win today?
I think that actually made it more difficult, to be honest. I think with Sargent on the hards was the only one to challenge me, and I think I had a okay pace on the mediums, but obviously the safety car comes out means I have to serve that penalty, and I think after the race there's a good chance that penalty would have been removed, because I couldn't do a lot about someone slamming into the back of me at the apex of a corner under safety car. So
yeah, it looked like.
I think without that safety car it would have been easier, but it was still fun nonetheless. Those last couple of laps, I was 1 warning away from a penalty, so Yeah, and then it ended up being 3/10 at the end, so it was really good.
Yeah,
It was good fun.
Just about to say, you had quite a few good little battles there with Sargent throughout the race, and the last couple of laps, it looked like you was losing a second a lap, and you nearly lost it at the end. But congratulations on your race win today. Over to Monkey.
Thank you as well done, Zilla, from myself as well on the race win. Move on to second place then, who is Sergeant Randolph, our Tier 2 champion. Are you there, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm here.
Yeah, good. And we'll move on to third place.
Oh, right. See you later.
Yeah.
No, please stay.
How to get the joke in.
So no, obviously, qualifying was very close. Good qualifying from yourself. Were you hoping to have that pole? It was very, very, very close, wasn't it?
Well, I knew that I wasn't quickest in the wet. Obviously, Q1, I took a bit of a risk, and it paid off quite handsomely through the first 15 minutes. Going on the intermediates while everyone else but one went on the wets. Qualifying, I just wanted to get top 5. That was my goal there. Wasn't feeling good in practice, so get P3 in the wet. It's good for me, and I knew the 2 guys on softs behind me were going to get me off the start, but I just tried to keep P5 into the corner, and I did off the restart.
Yeah, and then obviously coming on to the race, did you see much of that collision? I can't remember if you were behind, but did you see much of that collision between Zilla and Kachow when it happened?
Yeah, you know the popular saying, I had the best seat in the house? Yeah. I had the best seat in the house to watch that. Safety car came in like in Monza, mid-corner. So Zilla slowed down to try and give him a gap on the apex. And it's just one of those things that happens a lot in this game. The safety car, Burnt Islander, doesn't know what the speed limit is. So it's just one of those things. We'll see what the stewards say. Because obviously Kachow's got the best view of it because he's the one that went in the back. So we'll see what happens there. That's we echoed what we said on the stream. We couldn't tell really who was really at fault, but like I said, the stewards will obviously deal with that. And then coming obviously to the latter stages of the race, then you had 3 seconds for penalties, and under that last safety car, Zilla had that 5 seconds, but because that was obviously caused by a collision, he was able to serve it, and it kind of in the end it was proved to be the reason that he won the race, because you picked up another 3 seconds. And then, I mean, you were gradually getting faster and faster and faster. I mean, I'm assuming you were really pushing it on the last lap. It did seem to like you had no ERS left in the tank, and we were just short by 3 temps. Did you make any sort of little mistakes towards the end where you could have maybe got above the 6 second that you needed? I wouldn't say little mistakes. It was a lift off here and a lift off there to not get another penalty, because I was, again, if I extended one more, I would have got another 3 seconds, which would have put me behind Eagle. So every time I looked like I was going off track, I lifted a little bit, but with about 4 or 5 laps to go, I realised I was about a second quicker in the middle sector than Zilla through Aqua Minerale and the chicane. So I knew if I could nail that every lap, I had a chance. And I think I probably would have won that race if that wasn't the last safety car hadn't come out, because I was gradually closing in on the hard tyres, and they, although they felt really bad at the beginning, they were coming into their own.
Yeah, and obviously then, so you got the second place in the end. You finished the season with 261 points, because you did take the fastest lap as well. Once again, we said this to you last week, but it's been a fantastic season from yourself. Well done on the championship win. Shame you won't be with us next season, because obviously prioritising your education over FPRL, how disgraceful. But
of course,
we'll let you off about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, well done, mate. And also just like to quickly put in there as well, with that finish from you today, it means that you do pick up the overall constructors title for both tier 1 and 2, so well done to that. AlphaTauri,
this one's for you, Dino.
Yeah, Dino can say he's won a title this season. Right then, back over to Ads, who will interview third place Eagle.
Eagle, what a
Hello.
brilliant race you had, buddy. Congratulations on your third place today.
Thank you.
Take us through qualifying. How did you feel you did in qualifying? And how did you like the conditions?
In quali, surprisingly well, considering I hate the rain, I'm useless in the rain, so to get sixth I was more than happy with. Probably thought I wouldn't have even got into Q3, to be honest, in the wet, but got into sixth. First time I've ever actually raced this track, so it was all new to me, racing around this circuit. It's the first time I've actually done a race around it, so to finish third overall and be penalty free, I'm quite happy with.
Yeah, you did a brilliant race. It looked like you got bogged down at the start. Did you try and take it easy in the first lap at all, or did you just get a bad start?
I always get bad starts. I'm known for bad starts, so it's nothing surprising. But yeah, I was just hoping to get through turns 1 and 2 without incident, which I think there was a little incident just behind me, so I managed to miss that. And then it was just a case of try and stick where I was. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Gregors at the time I had behind me, and he was on softs. So I was trying to keep him behind for a while. I think he did actually eventually overtake me when I'd done about... So I think he was on 12 lap on softs, and he actually overtook me, and even though I was on mediums. So my pace wasn't great, to be honest, but I think the safety car, the first one when it came out, it did probably help me a little bit because I was starting to struggle. I think I had the mediums by then. So
yeah, was mediums your first choice to go on, or was it a late change?
Yeah, well, the plan was to start on mediums and hopefully no safety cars and go do a medium to soft, but I don't know whether that had worked or not, but that was the plan, to do about 20 laps on the mediums and then see if we can go to the end on the softs from there.
No,
but there's always safety cars there, isn't there? So.
Always, mate, always. Me and Monkey were watching you throughout the race. In these second part, last part of the race, you did really well holding your position and keeping your nose clean. Obviously, other people around you got penalties. Was you just not pushing so much once you saw all the penalties around you, or was you still giving it a good one?
No, I wasn't pushing as hard as I could because I got my second warning on lap 3, so I went the rest of the 29 laps trying not to get a third warning. So I wasn't on like 100%, but I was pushing fairly hard, but not everything. I was trying to keep Fish behind me as well because I was in a party with Fish and he was a couple of seconds behind, I think. Well, I knew he had a penalty, so after the safety car, the last safety car, it's just a case of trying not to fall too far behind the top two because they were just a little bit too quick for me today.
Yeah, well, you've kept your nose clean. Is third position the highest you got all season?
No, I've had a win.
Oh, you've had a win. Okay, I do apologise. But yeah, congratulations with your third place, and well done to you. And you did a very good race. It's your first time racing at Imola.
Yeah, thank you.
So congratulations to you, and hope you enjoyed your race.
Cheers. GG to Sergeant and Zilla. Well done, was.
Cheers, man. GG.
Thank you very much, Ads and Eagle. Well on the third place, mate. So then, that is it then for FPRL Season 2. Tier 1 is done, Tier 2 is done, and what leaves us to say now is goodbye for now, but we will be back soon for Season 3. We'll be hosting some social races in the coming weeks. Shouldn't be too long till we're up for Season 3, probably around about a month, I would say, for the views of what I know. I just also like to put in, for any of the drivers that are watching, is to just keep an eye on the league management announcement soon. We will be announcing the provisional list of drivers in what tiers they will be for next season. I say provisional, that can change if we see any good drivers and good performances in the social races. So just keep an eye on the league management announcements. We are going to announce those tiers and the drivers very soon. But once again, it's been a great season. Just like to point out again, Tier 1 Championship yesterday, Hirsch champion Tier 1 and Williams the constructors for Tier 1, and in Tier 2 Sergeant ran off with the championship and AlphaTauri, and the overall constructors for both tiers, AlphaTauri as well. So it's been a strong season for them. with 3 championships. But yeah, we will see you hopefully very soon in our upcoming social races. And like I say, if you do want to join FPRL, we've got a Nightbot sending out messages in the chat with the Discord link to our recruitment service. If you fancy joining us for season 3, give it a click and you can join the recruitment server. Just post a couple of TT times and we'll get you into a relevant tier. Thank you everyone for this season, all our viewers, all the support we've had. We couldn't have really done it with all of our drivers as well. I'd like to thank that have took part. It's been fantastic. Me being part of league management, I want to say a big thank you as well to all of the admin team as well. They've worked so hard in terms of standings, recruitment, stewarding, being able to bring you this commentary now on the streams. I want to give a big shout out to them, and also a big shout out to my other league managers, FPRL Kachow, FPRL Scotsman, David Lolface and iBidlex. Big shout outs to you boys as well. And also, the last shout out goes to my co-coms tonight, Collateral Ads. Thank you for joining me tonight, mate. It's been a pleasure.
You're very welcome. And yeah, it's been enjoyable, this race with you. And I'll see you again next season.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everyone that's watched and supports this season. We will see you soon. Thank you very much. Good night.